Hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve here, Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com, coming back to you with another video. Just landed in Daytona Beach, Florida right now, and yesterday we actually had a meetup in Myrtle Beach, and I wanted to share an experience that I had with a woman who attended the event. I'll leave her name out of it, but she was amazing. But what she's going through is something that a lot of us go through. And I think if you're new and maybe you're sitting on the sidelines, or you've been researching reselling, you've been learning, and you're kind of like hesitant to get started, I think this story is going to help you out a lot. So this woman, she attended the meetup, and she's been watching YouTube videos for almost 3 years, I believe, and she hasn't gotten started because she's had this fear inside of her that, I'm going to mess something up, or what if I buy stuff and it doesn't sell? What if I lose money? What if I can't figure it out? And it was almost a lack of confidence or a lack of self-esteem, and I could totally relate. There was no judgment being cast, but I remember when I first got started and I was so worried. What if I get a return? What if I buy something and it doesn't sell? What if I, spend the time to inspect the item? Maybe I buy a clothing item and I get home and I spend $8 on it and it's ripped and it's torn and they don't take returns. What if, 3-6 months go down the road and I don't turn a profit? What's going to happen with taxes and all these different challenges with supplies? And what if I ship it out in the wrong box, so on and so forth? And the simple fact is, and what I said to her is, I said, listen, when we're all new, right? It doesn't matter who you're watching, Raiken Profit, Rally Roots, Rockstar Flipper, Bonafide Hustler, College Picker. There's so many amazing YouTubers out there. Each and every successful reseller that you watch, and anyone successful really in any area, it could be health, fitness, any area of life, the people that are most successful typically fail the most. And what I said to her is, I said, you know what? I challenge you to fail as much as you possibly can over the next 30 days. And that's the fastest way to have success. Courses are great, watching YouTube videos, engaging in Facebook groups and reading these the great comments that we get in these YouTube videos. It's amazing, but nothing's gonna beat that experience of actually just going out there and figuring out what works and what doesn't. There's a huge difference between, being a practitioner and actually sinking your teeth into something and experiencing it versus just watching and passively sitting on the sideline. We've got to stop comparing ourselves to others and other people's results, and we need to really learn to disattach ourselves from the outcome and really immerse ourselves in the process. Let's start listing some items around the house. I challenge you to go around your house and find your first 5 items to list on eBay. And don't worry if you can't figure out the best keywords. And don't worry if you don't have a photography cube or photography lights or the best camera, or you have a crappy 2008 smartphone, whatever, and the pictures aren't the greatest. Don't worry if you don't price things accordingly. Don't worry if you list things and they don't sell. It's all about the learning experience. I challenge you to go out there and fail as much as you can the first 30 days. Now, like I'm gonna say right now, be smart about it. Don't go out and spend thousands of dollars. That's why I'm saying start finding items around your house and listing them up. But we can't let our fear stop us from having success. We've gotta immerse ourselves in the process. We've gotta take that first step. And the beautiful thing is, even when you make mistakes, when you learn from a mistake, and then you say to yourself, oh, okay, next time I'm gonna ship this way, or next time I'm gonna list this way, or next time I'm gonna avoid that brand. And then you make the right decision, it feels phenomenal. And then you can pass that information on to other people as well and help them learn. So fail. Don't be scared to make a mistake. We all did. I can't tell you how many stupid mistakes I made when I first got started. Items that were worth $100 that I sold for $20 because I didn't pay attention to the item specifics. I remember a couple times losing inventory. I was working out of my parents' bedroom. I was broke as a joke. I didn't have much money, and I couldn't afford my own inventory, my own warehouse or my own storage unit. And, I had 300 items in my closet, and I didn't even have an inventory system. There were times I would lose items. I'd have to cancel orders. I felt so bad. There were times that I would ship 2 items out, and this item would go to that person, which was the wrong person, and the person it was supposed to go went to the other person. And people were pissed off and angry. I can't tell you how many times I bought an item and, it wasn't what I thought it was, or it was damaged and ripped. I remember this one time I picked up a Pendleton 100% virgin wool item, and I overpaid for it. And then I had the genius idea, I didn't realize it stunk like cigarettes, and I had the genius idea to bring it to the dry cleaner, and it was like a $30 bill because it was wool. I'm in it for 40 bucks, and then I find out there's like a big tear and a rip on it. And this is back when I didn't have a lot of money. This is back when I went to a thrift store, I looked for 2 brands, Pendleton and the Territory Ahead. That's all. I didn't have much knowledge. Matter of fact, when I first started, I didn't even have a smartphone. I was living at home with my parents. I was broke as a joke. I was trying to figure out how to get out of this Cracker Barrel job. And I was going to school at the time, and everyone wanted me to go to school and, work the 9-to-5 corporate world, and I didn't want to do that. I was miserable. I knew I wanted my freedom. On the other side of fear, on the other side of challenge, on the other side of the unknown, that's where all the good stuff lies. That's where the freedom is. That's where the success is. That's where that good feeling, that's where it's hanging out. It's hanging out on the other side of fear. So if you're sitting on the sideline and you're worried, you're saying to yourself, I'm going to lose money, I'm going to make a mistake, I'm going to screw up. First thing you got to do is change your psychology. A lot of people think that the strategy is the most important thing. The strategy of selling clothing on eBay or books on Amazon or wholesale or private label. Success doesn't lie within the strategy. Success typically lies within the psychology. It's how you think. Do you have positive self-talk? If you're saying to yourself, I'm going to screw up, I'm going to mess up, I'm not good enough, I always screw everything up in the past. I always quit everything. I always fail. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. I'm not as smart as Rally Roots. I'm not as smart as Bonafide. I'm not as smart as Raiken, or I don't have the drive that Raiken has, or whatever the excuse is. You already lost the game. So at that point, I would really start to work on your psychology. Get yourself on a morning routine. Start working out. Start talking to yourself more positive. Start writing down on note cards. I'm a successful eBay seller. I made my first $100 on eBay this month. If I invest myself 100% and I take the time to study and learn and take action, I will always find a way to be successful. Start talking to yourself like that, and you're going to find success much quicker. I know what it's like to be sitting on the sideline. I know what it's like to be scared and terrified. And, I grew up and, I was a loser my whole life. I quit everything that I started. I, was always trying to take the shortcuts. Right? I was hustling. That's what I got arrested for. I was hustling. I was selling weed and I got arrested. Always taking shortcuts in school, cheating, copying others on quizzes and tests. Always trying to, get the result without putting the work in. And the simple fact is, you got to put the work in. You got to face the fear. You're going to make mistakes. Nobody knows how this game is played of reselling. It doesn't matter what course you take, what video you watch. I don't care. It's your psychology. It's taking action. It's getting started. It's, immersing yourself in the process. Like I said, disattach. Stop connecting so much to the outcome. I gotta make $1,000 a month. I gotta sell 100 items. Stop worrying about that, and let's obsess with studying the sold listings. Let's study the sold listings for 30 minutes a day. Let's go thrifting 3 times a week. We don't even have to spend any money. Let's spend a half hour a day looking around the house and researching. What does this Pendleton shirt sell for? What does this Canon camera sell for? Or these headphones, or this, maybe you've got some 1970s furniture and you want to look up on Facebook Marketplace. You discover these things are selling for hundreds of dollars, or broken vacuums. There was someone I was talking to at the meetup last night, and he pulled over, found a vacuum on the side of the road, and sold all the parts for like $160. Met another woman who does clean outs. She goes to apartments and she gets paid to remove junk, and then the junk, she actually sells it. Laundry machines, vacuum cleaners, office supplies, all types of stuff. You'd be surprised. You'd be shocked at some of the things that you can resell for a really nice profit. So I get it. I know what it's like to be sitting on the sideline. I know what it's like to, not know if I'm good enough or smart enough or if I can make it happen. But I can promise you, I know hundreds and thousands of people that are having success on eBay and Amazon right now. And they're not all the brightest bulbs. They didn't all get the best grades in school. They didn't come from money. They don't have friends or family that are making a ton of money. So you can do it. You for sure can do it. Now everyone's going to have a different opportunity, whether you live in Connecticut or you live in Miami or Arkansas or Austin, Texas, or Houston or California. You might live in a dense city, or you might live in the middle of nowhere. There's opportunities out there for everybody. It might be eBay. Might be selling books on Amazon. Maybe you live in the middle of nowhere and thrift stores are horrible, and you say to yourself, all right, I'm gonna get into wholesale. I'm gonna start building relationships with wholesalers, start getting products shipped to me. Maybe you'll start utilizing prep centers. You might not even touch the products. Or maybe you have a great idea, something that the market would love, and you want to create your own product. Sell it on Amazon, private label the product, source it from Alibaba, put your own brand on it. Maybe garage sales is what you're going to be crushing. What works for me may or may not work for you, and what works for you may be the worst thing for me to do. So you want to go out there, network, socialize with other resellers, figure out what's working in your area. And that's, I think that's the best advice. So just want to say I appreciate you all watching. I know what it's like to be in your shoes, and I can promise you if you put in your work, if you believe in yourself, you can make it happen. So I would love to know what you guys think about this video. What advice would you have given to that woman who was at the meetup? Amazing woman, so passionate. She had a notebook and a journal. She was writing down notes and stuff. It inspired the crap out of me. But what advice would you give to somebody who wants to start, but they've been sitting on the sideline for weeks or months or years, and they're just too scared to start? They don't know where to start. They think they're going to screw up. What advice would you give? I would love to hear it in the comments. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, do me a big favor and smash that like button. Show some love. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe. And I'm so blessed to have you guys subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.